Hello and welcome to the Ridiculously Good VA Show with Tracy Daviero. If you are a virtual assistant or want to be one, this is the place to learn the tips and tricks you need to become a ridiculously good VA. I've been a part of the VA industry since 1998, and I'm excited to get to know you and help you build an amazing business. Let's go. Hello and welcome to another episode of the podcast that teaches you how to be a ridiculously good virtual assistant. I'm Tracy Daviero, the confidence coach for virtual assistants. And I'm so glad you're here. If you've already started your VA business, but you're ready for better clients, higher rates, and more consistency, you are in the right place. Today, I want to talk about taking action and actually getting clients. Today's quote is from George S. Patton. A good plan, violently executed now, is better than a perfect plan executed next week. Kind of a violent type of quote, isn't it? But all it really means is you need a plan and you need support. And with both, you're going to get so much further faster than you are on your own, because now is the time to make your move. Let's go. Welcome back to the Ridiculously Good VA Show. I'm Tracy Daviero, and today we're bringing everything together from the last few episodes. You've been thinking about why your business isn't growing the way you expected. Hopefully you've started to see how important it is to have a plan instead of just trying things out and hoping something works. But there's another layer to this that might be slowing you down, and it's something that I want you to really listen in about today. It's not just about what you're doing, it's about how you're making decisions, whether you have the right support, and whether you're actually even following a plan that's going to work for you. Because if any of those pieces are missing, your progress is going to feel slower, heavier, and a lot more frustrating than it needs to be. So, let's talk about it. You might feel like what you need right now is more clarity, more training, or more time to figure things out. Sound familiar? But what often is happening underneath that is just indecision. You're asking yourself questions like, should I offer this service or that one? What's my package look like? Should I niche down or should I keep things open? Don't want to turn down any business. Should I post this or should I work on it a little bit more before I do? And those questions are completely normal. We don't want to just do things off the seat of our pants, right? Of course you're thinking about those things, but staying in that space too long keeps you where you are. You do not move forward. You delay making one decision, which means you delay taking maybe one action, and then another, and then another. And when action is delayed, guess what? Your results are delayed right along with it. You cannot get results until you change something about what it is you're doing. You might even notice that you do make a decision, you start moving forward, and then a few days later, you start second guessing it. I've done that. You adjust things. You rethink it. You go back to researching instead of just continuing. And without realizing it, you have completely lost all of your momentum. At some point, you have to let yourself decide this is what I'm doing for now and give it enough time to actually work. Not perfectly, not forever, but long enough to actually learn from it. See what is happening with that particular action. That is where you find your progress. So let's talk about your plan, because this is where things can either support you or keep you totally stuck. If you don't have a clear written plan, you should, because we've already talked about it in previous episodes, but you're probably making a lot of decisions in the moment, which is very, very common as sort of not a confident business owner, right? You wake up and you think, what should I be doing today? If you have to do that, you're not prepared enough. So you sit down to work and you wonder, where should I focus? Even if you have good intentions, that kind of constant decision making, it's really exhausting. And a plan changes that. When you have a simple plan that is written out, you've already decided what matters in your smart thinking time, right? When you sit down in your thinking chair, you've already chosen your focus. You've already mapped out the actions that are going to move your business forward. So use that. Take that plan that you have. Instead of overthinking, you can move straight into action. Why? Because you just look at the plan, you look at the action steps, and you say, what am I supposed to be doing today? Oh, here it is. This is what it is. And it becomes more important on the days that you don't feel motivated. Actually, that's one of the best parts of having a written plan, is not having to overthink what it is I have to do today, because it's all there for you. You just follow what you've already decided. And that kind of consistency is what starts to create results. Not doing everything, not doing it all perfectly, just showing up and following through over and over and over again. Now, I want you to think about how you're making these decisions and following this plan. Are you doing it on your own? Because if you are, that's okay. Some people can do that. I need to sort of put that in there. But it's also very easy for everything to start feeling a lot heavier, especially if we're trying to get somewhere we've never been before, because we haven't maybe even convinced ourselves maybe that the plan is going to work, right? But every decision carries more weight. Every choice feels more important. And when you're not sure you're on the right track, it's pretty easy to slip into doubt. Happens all the time. Happens to me too. So not just you. You might find yourself going back and forth on things that probably don't even need that much of your time or your energy. Or maybe you're going to hesitate to move forward because you're still not fully sure that it's the right decision. This is where getting support makes such a difference. When you have someone like me to guide you, to check your ideas, and to help you simplify things, you just naturally move faster. You say, hey, had a thought about this, what do you think? And someone like me says, yes, that's the right move, or, oh, no, not sure if that's going to slow you down or not. That's feedback that's really, really important, especially when you're at a time of indecision. You can make decisions more easily with support. You follow through more consistently. And honestly, you just spend a whole lot less time stuck in your own head. Support also gives you accountability, not in a pressure-filled way. You have to do this. It's what do you want to do? Okay, let's help you do that, right? But in a way that helps you stay connected to what you said you wanted to do. And I think that's one of the most important things about goal setting and planning and everything like that is, for me, I would never tell you this is what you have to do to get clients. You have to decide what you want to do. And then I hold you accountable to say, this is what you said you wanted, right? This is the number of clients that you want to work with. These are the services that you want to offer to your clients. This is the amount of networking that you said you wanted to do. So when you make the decisions that this is what you want to do, accountability is about bringing you to that point and making sure that you are doing what you said you wanted to do. And that consistency is what creates your momentum, right? We talked about momentum in one of the other podcasts and how you have to get it started and you have to keep it going, but you don't actually wait for momentum. You have to create it on your own. And I also want to touch on confidence here because I know it's something that you think about a lot. It's one of the reasons that I'm the confidence coach for virtual assistants, not because I want to be, but because I know that that is the best support that I can give virtual assistants like you who are having difficulty getting to where they want with their VA business. It's so easy to believe that once you feel more confident, everything's going to fall into place, right? So, ooh, poof, here's your confidence and that's it. But what actually happens can be the opposite. Your confidence grows as you make decisions and follow your plan and take action, even when you're not completely sure. It builds when you choose your direction and stick with it long enough to see progress, which I think is one of the really key issues in the lack of success that some VAs have. And it builds when you show up consistently, even on the days when you don't feel like it. It'd be easier to overthink it or to avoid it completely. And it definitely builds faster when you have support because you're not navigating everything alone. So instead of waiting to feel confident before you move forward, you allow your confidence to be something that you build and it develops along the way as a result of what you're doing. So you see success and you're like, oh, yes, okay. And you build and build and build. It's not a requirement before you start. That's a really, really heavy burden to place on yourself. And so it's important to recognize that confidence comes with action, right? Taking action. And then you see the results of that action and your confidence builds. If you've been feeling stuck or consistent, I want you to come back to these three things. Are you making clear decisions or are you stuck in the questioning phase? Do you have a written plan that actually guides your daily actions or are you deciding what to do day by day? And are you trying to do all of this on your own, or do you have the kind of support that helps you move forward consistently and more easily? Because when you bring those three pieces together, decisions, a plan, and support, everything starts to feel different. You stop second guessing yourself as much. You take action more consistently, and you start to see progress, which builds your confidence naturally. This is exactly what we focus on inside the Booked and Busy Bootcamp. Over 90 days, you'll make clear decisions about your services and the direction of your business. You'll create a simple plan that actually works for you, and you'll get the support you need to follow through consistently. So instead of trying to figure out everything on your own, you have a clear path, and you have someone, many someones from the group, walking alongside you, including me, as you build your business. If that's what you've been needing, then I really want you to check out the details of the bootcamp. Go to yourvamentor.com/bootcamp, or go to yourvamentor.com/links, where everything else is, and you can see it there too. Reach out to me to apply if you're ready. This group is not for everybody, but we want to make sure that you're going to be a good fit and that you're really clear on what you need to do in order to be an active participant in the bootcamp. Let's circle back to today's quote. A good plan violently executed now is better than a perfect plan executed next week. What does it mean? It means now is the time to get going on what you already know you want. There's no need to wait any longer. Booked and Busy Bootcamp is here for you. We're starting in a few weeks. So thank you so much for being here with me today on the Ridiculously Good VA Show, and for the last couple of episodes where we've been talking about the bootcamp. And as always, I truly appreciate you listening in. Always very, very happy that you're here. But remember, your business grows when you make decisions, follow a plan, and allow yourself to be supported along the way. And that's what I'm here for, to help you become a ridiculously good virtual assistant. That's all I've got for you this week, guys. I'll see you next time.